Hey, welcome to Team All-Star. Is it All-Star?
Team Grand Slam.
Oh, hold on.
You're good.
3, 2, 1.
I have something great to tell you, Keisha.
You do?
Yes.
Please tell me.
We have a merchandise line.
Yes, we do.
Starting with these wonderful shirts that we're repping. These are our podcast shirts. We'll have a link on our episodes. Okay, Keisha, calm down over there, girl. Calm down. She's Vanna Whiting it over there, but
Stand
on the
up,
little
Keisha.
risque side. Yeah, stand up, Keisha. Let's show them
Stand
the
up.
front.
There we go.
There we go. And hey, on the back, because she might not be able to do this with her. Go ahead, take your headphones. There is a QR code that will take you right to our podcast link, right to our channel. So people will be able to scan that and come to our channel. So we need you to help us rep these shirts. And
Yeah. Hey, Ron, you got something with this one, baby. 2024, let's go. People got it twisted. They think cause we Christian, we soft. Son, we saved, not soft. Let's go.
Clap your hands if you know that you've been saved. Do your dance if you know that you've been saved. Give him praise if you know that you've been saved. If you've been saved, then you put your whole self in. He takes your old self out. He puts your new self in and turns your life around. Hey.
I represent Christ cause he is my everything. When I got saved, yeah, I got a mustard seed. Now that's the faith that he placed inside of me. I gotta let it grow and become what it's supposed to be. I get running like Forrest Gump cause I know I can't walk it out. I'm seeking God's face. Matthew 6 is what I'm talking about. Let the track blaze, let the smoke clear the haters out. I'm trying through the fire, but by grace I have made it out.
Yo, called up my boy Ron. He said don't walk it out, gotta jog it out.
we need a tagline. And, I always go, so we're back on the block again.
Yep.
Seeing Kay back at it again. We got to come up with a tagline
Right.
for when we come in. So but we're not clearly not going to do that today. But we need a cool tagline because that's what we're about. But hey, I have something great to tell you, Keisha.
You do?
Yes.
Please tell me.
We have a merchandise line.
Yes, we do.
Starting with these wonderful shirts that we're repping. These are our podcast shirts. We'll have a link on our episodes. Okay, Keisha, calm down over there, girl. Calm down. She's Vanna Whiting it over there, but
Stand
on the
up,
little
Keisha.
risque side. Yeah, stand up, Keisha. Let's show them
Stand
the
up.
front.
There we go.
There we go. And hey, on the back, because she might not be able to do this with her. Go ahead, take your headphones. There is a QR code that will take you right to our podcast link, right to our channel. So people will be able to scan that and come to our channel. So we need you to help us rep these shirts. And Ty, our head guy in charge, actually designed this logo.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, the Faith Over Fear is actually the Astrum headphones that we're wearing on set here. So it's exciting. We've talked about for 2 years having a merchandise line.
Yes.
And,
yes.
we have these cool koozies here, I think is
Yes.
what they're called, the sleeves. So it's exciting. It's a big thing in the growth of our business that we're doing. But Keisha, I have to tell you, I feel like this episode was made for you.
Yeah. I think it is.
Yes, so this is all about Keisha's jam.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Journaling,
Journaling.
vision boards, goal planning, accountability, maybe some faith walk thrown in, depending on the time we have. We're going to talk to you just a little snippet about prayer. And girl, I don't know where you're going with this, but I love that it's Bible baddies.
That's right.
So,
we
all
are
right,
Bible baddies.
Keisha, this is all about you. I'm going to sit in this seat and just comment when something happens, but let's roll.
So one of the things that I love in this time of season, at the end of the year, I like to sit in reflection.
Okay.
One of the things that I do throughout the entire year is every month I list my accomplishments, and those are things that I celebrate. So at the end of the quarter, those 3 months, I look at the accomplishments for those 3 months, and I kind of do my reflection, right? And I look at what my intention was for that quarter, what my vision was for that quarter,
Okay.
what my goals were for that quarter, and what my revenue is. So, and that's my accountability piece. And I know you hate the word accountability.
Dirty word.
It's a dirty word for Chrissy.
Dirty word.
But if you
It
can't,
gets me so stressed out.
I know it does. But here's the thing.
But you do need it.
You do need it. So I have to reverse engineer my accountability, which is my return on investment.
Right. The ROI.
To those 4 things, right? My lead generation is meeting new people every day and networking. My goal is to also be introduced to new people so I can spread my worth everywhere. And also not just spread my worth, but also look at new innovations, new offers for people. It can't just be the same offer over and over and over again.
Right. You got to sweeten the pot.
Yes. And ask for referrals because referrals are so important.
Referrals is the new currency.
It is.
So a little interjection here. Our publishing company so far has all been off of referrals.
100% referral
100%
business.
referrals right out of the gate.
Yes.
So yeah, referrals are your new currency.
Wow.
And the other part of that is the power of a referral. Who do you know that I need to know that can help me in my business is the question that I ask the most because it's powerful. It's intentional. And I ask for 2 names. Who do you know that might want to do business with me? Whether it is in financing and fixing their credit, finding funding, getting them a bank loan, right? In business. Who do you know that may need an accountability partner?
Right.
Who has a passion for a goal that they're not achieving? You know, that's what my jam is. That's what I do the most of, and helping people get there in the return of investment. Because if you can't see the future, lead generate for that future, have an offer for that future, you're not going to have return on investment.
That's why I have you, Keisha.
I know.
That's your jam, girl.
That is my jam. But
it's even the peanut butter on the other side.
That's for sure. So what does that look like?
Yeah. How do you, so I know how you do these things, but you have whiteboards, but I really want you to touch on journaling.
Okay. The power of the journal.
It's a power. And it's so funny. I love to write, but I can't stand a journal. We chuckle all the time over this. Like I just detest journaling. I just need to reword it. I love creative writing and doing all that, but journaling, it's like accountability. It stresses me out. Like I feel like I'm not doing enough, which is crazy when you're journaling about what you've done. I still don't feel like I'm doing enough.
But I think,
and my pages aren't filling up fast enough.
So the difference in journaling, I feel like, is asking the universe or God, however you want to look at it, because some people don't want to talk to God. Some people want to talk to the universe, whatever fits for you. I feel like it's asking God without limitations is what journaling is about.
All right. That's a good way to look at it.
It's manifesting. I am calling in everything that I want in that quarter, my ideal client, the person who wants to pay me in full, right?
We will accept that at any time.
Right. But I want them to be my ideal client.
Right. Yeah.
That's going to pay me in full.
That's true.
And also work with me after I've delivered.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to exceed their expectations and offer value. Those are things that I ask for personally.
Yeah.
I also want to, and I always say, hey, if it's not with you, why don't you invite your business bestie and get a 2-for-1 deal?
There you go.
Because I love to make deals.
Exactly.
And if I know it works for me, then I know it might work for you, right? Are you willing, and do you have the capacity? Because those are the 2 things you have to be: willing to do the work and the capacity to make it happen. Because sometimes I have to say no because I don't have the time or the capacity with my schedule, right? And I know that about me. So I'm either all in or all out. And I think people sometimes sell themselves short because they're not choosing themselves as a priority.
Right.
And the number one thing you can do in your business every single day is lead generation. And it requires you to do work every single day and be accountable. I had these sales reps come in my office, and they're 2 new financial advisors. And I of course, I ask all the hard questions. They came in. Neither one of them had business cards. I said, let me help you today before you even leave. Let me help you set you up with an electronic business card.
The electronic
if
is
you're
a
going to
game
be out
changer.
networking all day, you at least need to have an electronic business card. It'll have a QR code, all the things. You'll connect to people. I'll show you how to use it. You don't even have to open your phone. I'll put the widget right here on it. That's how I network. Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. I was like, yes, and you're leading with value.
Right.
He was like, best thing I've ever heard of. Let me do it today. And so I asked him, I said, so what are you guys doing as far as lead generation? He goes, we're out here hitting the streets. I said, well, what was your goal today? How many people were on your list? He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I said, are you a founder? And he was like, no. He goes, we're out here, we're brokers. We're out here. And I said, oh, well, you don't have a goal? So how do you know how many clients you need to talk to today to get to your return on investment? And he was like, He looked at the other guy who was like, great question. I was like, I didn't fall off the truck yesterday.
Right.
And it's a lot of people don't see it that way.
True.
You
Very
cannot
true.
start your day without a goal. I don't care who you are or what you're doing. You should have a goal every single day.
So, Keisha, what if my goal is simply just to get out of bed?
Then you know what? Sometimes that's all you can do. And if
that could be a goal someone uses, is just simply to get out of bed.
I'm going to tell you, at my worst, darkest days, I would get out of bed and I would make my bed. And if I crawled back in my bed that day, at least I had gotten up once and made my bed.
My mom and sister are big on making their bed every morning.
I do every day.
Yeah.
Every single day, I make my bed. I even put an extra blanket on it for my dog.
Right.
Because if I'm gone at work, she's laying on my bed.
That's true. She does. True story. I've seen it.
So
she tries to use the whole bed, too. It's insane.
And puts her head on the pillow.
Right.
So I think it's important to have a goal every single day.
Yeah.
And it's important to me to exceed my goal every single day.
So let's, I don't mean to cut you off, but let's talk about setting attainable goals, because I think when people make the broad statement of let's set goals, you need to make it realistic, because you have to remember not everyone thinks the same way.
Right.
For me, if I set a goal and I don't make it, it's very detrimental to me mentally, and it will send me on a tailspin because I don't make the little realistic goal that I know I can hit. I shoot for the big ones every day. And when you fall short, even if you did accomplish something along the way, if it is not the goal you stated, for me, it's very difficult to bounce back from that.
But I also think your expectation is high.
Well, sure.
For what you want to accomplish. So I think that if you take a step back from that and look at what can I do today that will move the needle of my business.
And it could be small.
It could be small.
It could be small.
But those small things can make impact later.
They add up to the big thing. Yeah.
So, and I'm always thinking about return on investment. Because if I'm not making money, or I'm not on the phone generating lead, if it is not a money-making activity, which is the first thing you should focus on every single day, that's the very first priority you should have every single day, is a money-making activity. No exceptions.
And why do you say that?
Because every single day that you're not making money, the next day you have to double it.
Okay.
So,
and also, a lot of people don't know this, but in the Bible, I believe it's in Malachi, God states in there that that's the one thing you can, paraphrasing here, quote, quote, challenge him on.
Absolutely.
Is money. He knows you have to have money. He knows you need money to make it, right? But money cannot become your idol.
Right.
and money cannot be your sole focus. But I want people to look that up in Malachi.
Also in 2 Timothy.
Yeah. Hey, Ty,
Yeah.
in the next couple minutes, can you make sure that that's the correct Bible where it talks about money challenging, where God is giving you the invitation to challenge him
About money.
on a financial plan for you? I is really how I take that verse, but I believe it is in Malachi. So yeah, if you can get back to us on that,
Yep.
Ty.
God is challenging. God is challenging you
On finances.
on finances.
Right, on finances. I believe it's in Malachi.
So the other part of that is if you're not making money every single day, each day is going to compound.
Sure.
So if you're not making, say you want to make $500 a week and you're only working 5 days, that's $100 a day, right? For every day that you're not working, the next day you have to carry that goal over to the next. So if I worked Monday and I made no sales, then Tuesday I have to make $200 worth of sales. So I have to double my calls or lead generation of whatever that looks like until I make that goal. And each day that I don't make the goal, it has to carry over. So in 5 days, if you have nothing, you've done nothing.
Do you think some of it also goes back to, in this society, in this day of age, it is the get rich quick mindset? People are looking for the quickest, I wouldn't really say easiest, but the quickest way for them to make money legally.
Yes, but here's what I'm telling you that you're missing and get rich quick. It's a one sale and done. You're not building a relationship. It's not reciprocal, and it will never be long lasting.
And it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
That's a really good way to point that out.
Yes. And the other part of that is I don't want to be putting my blood, sweat, and tears into a business that's not sustainable.
Right? Because you're going away from something that is sustainable.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I want to build long-lasting relationships so I can cultivate more things to more people.
Right.
And have meaningful relationships with a great quality product. And for me, that's important. And building that quality relationship with somebody over a period of time.
Yeah, so you've touched on journaling. You've touched on goals. Now, I have been with you when you've taught a class for this next thing I want you to talk about. These are vision boards. And let me tell you, she comes prepared, like magazines, coloring pencils, markers, stickers, Post-it notes. Now, let me just do a little side note here. I am a Post-it note person. I don't journal unless you count writing all these Post-it notes and lining them up in line with my thought process that I want to do. So maybe I do journal. I just call it Post-it notes.
Yeah.
And do it that way. But I mean, she carries a bag and sometimes it comes in a suitcase. She is all prepared and she gets the boards, and sometimes you get lucky and get the foam boards. But these are really popular vision boards, right?
Yes.
I want to know from you, Keisha, and I really want to bring a little bit of trauma into this part of the discussion, because what is it about a vision board, especially if you're not a visionary, right? You know, visionaries don't tend to need vision boards. They see it in their mind, right? But you still, I mean, we do it for fun. But how would you suggest someone who is going through the trauma or just recently come out of some trauma and is having like some mental health struggles? And so we know people do vision boards about everything, right? But if you have someone coming from that and you know they're in this despair and agony, do you guide them to a certain way to do the vision board, or do you just let them go?
So I ask a couple of questions. If I want to go into a new, like this is the perfect time of year that I want to end my year strong, and I want to envision what I want for 2026 and what I want that to look like. What my goals were this year are going to be different than what they were next year.
Right.
And I'm in a growing season. But I'm also in a planting season. So I do want to repeat my planting field because I know it has brought fruit.
Right.
And it has been successful year after year after year in how I plant. So I want to repeat that process. But
Okay.
I also want to think of it this way. This was my year of what I visioned myself to attain. And next year, it's what I'm becoming.
Okay.
So my vision is not going to be the same.
Right.
I've already met some of those goals. Some of those goals aren't even in play anymore. And then I want to envision what I'm becoming. So it's more of a forecast of what I would love to have in my future. And I think it's a really good way to wrap up a year by asking yourself some deep questions.
Okay.
Like, one of the things I ask myself every year, what goal did I not complete or accomplish that was kind of taken off the table? And it's not a failure.
Right.
It was just no longer important at the time.
Right.
Maybe it's timing, maybe it's circumstances, whatever the case may be. I ask myself that every year. And I also ask myself, what is the one thing that I want to do next year that's going to set my soul on fire? And I'm going to get it. I don't know how I'm going to get it, but I'm asking God
I'ma
to
manifest
give it
that
to
baby.
me without limits.
Right.
And if it's meant for me, it'll find a way.
Exactly. It'll find its way to
It'll
you.
find its way directly to me, and it'll be handed to me like an envelope.
Yeah, so it sounds to me you're very structured when you do vision boards, which is not
Absolutely.
surprising because you're a very structured person. So do you ever get to a point where you got to kind of gauge the crowd you're going into, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And have you ever gone in where it's just going to be a free-for-all crafter's delight?
Yes.
There is structure has left the building and got on an airplane and went to a beach somewhere. It's taking a vacation.
So
And you're just you're literally like, it's a crafter's delight, right? You got all these paper, you got scissors, you got glues, you got tacks, and all these things that you can just put on these boards. And this is what I think of, like, it's a crafter's delight. Do you ever run into that? And what I'm more curious about is knowing how structured you are. How do you handle that yourself? Do you take part in that class, or do you just kind of walk around and observe?
I walk around and observe, and I ask a lot of questions. And here's the thing. What might be my vision won't be somebody else's.
Right.
Because somebody else is going to have a vision of, they want it to be monochromatic. They want it to
Right.
be beautiful. You know, they're very artistic.
Yeah, I want
All of-
every beach on the earth on my vision board.
Yes.
So, and a plane going to each one. So, yeah.
But somebody will want to decorate, we'll have a vision board with a house and furniture and, whatever that looks like for them.
Yeah.
And I myself, like you, I always have a tropical location
Right.
because I love to fly. I see myself doing retreats in another
Yeah.
country, and that's on my vision board.
You know, Keisha, one time I'd love for you to take a magazine where I could actually get my hot pink Rolls Royce Phantom onto my vision board, but I have not found one in a magazine yet.
Well, I'll look for it.
We're going to have to get one sent
We'll
over
have to get one
us.
sent over to us. Yes.
Yeah, all jokes aside, vision boards are very important.
I got that.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yep.
Ty, where's it at?
Okay, I'm pretty sure you're right. Malachi 3:10.
Yes.
Yeah, is a key Bible verse about God challenging you with money.
Yes.
There you go. So crack open your Bibles and go to Malachi 3:10 and read what God says. And then once you do that, learn the prayer of Jabez. So if
Yes.
you want to look that up, Ty, it's Jabez. It's a very, very short prayer.
Short prayer.
And we'll check back in and we'll put that out towards the end because it really does roll into this, what they're talking about. So
JAB.
Easy.
Okay.
Yep, the prayer
Okay.
of Jabez. It escapes me what Bible book it's in. But I think vision boards are important. You know, I have one that I did 8.5 years ago. It was on foam board and it was a girls' event we had with a little Bible group we were doing. And I still have a lot of stuff on there. But the one piece I always remember on there was I found a sticker that said, "Wrote our faith story." And that was huge for me. And so I kind of stuck with it. So I want to move on a little bit. Keisha, you covered all those things. So I want to talk about the power of prayer. You hear this a lot, right? And a lot of people just call this church talk. I think people need to look at it differently. You know, prayer isn't just for you to do in church.
Right.
And so I know for us in our business and even our individual businesses, we have a prayer team.
Yes.
It's what my sister Carrie always says, have your Moses team.
Yes.
You gotta have people praying for you, right?
All the time.
And PRAY is the praying we're talking about, because they're gonna help you combat the people that PREY on you.
Correct.
And so what I want to say is you can't let everyone pray for you. Okay.
Correct.
I see this all the time on Facebook, and it makes my hair stand up when people go on Facebook and say, pray for me. And your page goes to people that don't know anything about you. And here's the thing. The people you're asking to pray for might not even pray to the same God you do.
Right.
Because not everybody follows the same God you follow, right? And they may not actually pray for what you're asking them to pray for. They may pray against you, and you don't even know it. Because there's always a Judas.
True.
There will always be a Judas, because Judas was instrumental in the movement of Jesus. You know, Judas had his part, and he did it. But here's the thing. Even though Jesus knew what was going to happen, Jesus still washed Judas's feet. That is humbleness and humility. Those are mixed together in that. Not saying that is a humiliating thing, but it is a lesson right there. You will have people betray you, and sometimes they are closer than you can ever imagine. And this is where you really have to have the right people praying for you, because I know we have gone through things, and every time we are on the cusp of something coming to fruition, we have warfare.
Yes.
And I mean, it is a prayer team. We send out the SOS, and we really, I don't want to say employ, because that's not the right word. We really ask them to also initiate their prayer teams.
Yes.
Because, listen.
The power of prayer is very...
The power of prayer, and I love this part about the Bible. It always takes me to where the city and the women were in the house praying for Peter, and Peter is knocking on the door, right? And the girl runs in and she's like, Peter's here. And they're like, we are praying for Peter. And Peter's at the door, but they are so focused in praying for Peter's release.
They don't realize it.
That they don't even realize that their prayer has been answered. Right? And when you are praying for people, and I love when people just pray for people, right?
Yeah.
They don't ask it, but it's laid on you to pray for those people, because you may be the answer to somebody's prayer.
Amen.
And when people come into your life and you're just like, man, this really feels like a God moment. Prayer
Divine
sent them there.
intervention.
Someone's prayer sent them there for you, either for you or for them, or a combination of both. So I really want to know, like, how do you approach the people you pick to be on your prayer team? Because we have a lot of mutual people,
right?
But we also have separate people,
right,
that pray for us.
I'm pretty picky.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, I'm pretty picky, and they have to be somebody that I know, like, and trust on a deep level. It has to be, first of all, I can feel warfare. I know when it's coming, and even when it hits me when I least expect it, it's still. Some things I feel like I have to ask for immediate prayer, you know? Yeah. And there's certain people that I choose for that prayer. And I know...
Because you have to know the people that are going to stop immediately and pray for you.
And pray for me.
Because not everybody prays at the time you need them to pray, right?
Right. That is so...
Some people might not get the message for hours later.
That's so true.
Yeah.
But I also know that I can pick up the phone and call somebody. If I'm in... I have enough people in my phone that I could... pick up the phone and really warfare pray.
Sure.
And get the results that I'm looking for.
And here's
and
something.
asking for.
Yeah, this is something I always find fascinating. Like, it'll be months later after I've experienced something, and I'll be talking to one of my prayer people, and they're like, I prayed long before you ever asked me to, because I felt it in my spirit what you were going through. And I think that's really important. And, I have one of my pastors, we text each week for prayer. He contacts me, what do you need me to pray for? And then it's reciprocal. I say, well, what do you need me to pray for? And we pray for that. And I think you have to have that kind of influence and be it. And you have to know, who can stay with you in prayer, because, it truly is a gift that God gives people, that is their gift from him, is the power of prayer. It really can make a movement. And I would love to see more of that being talked about.
Yeah.
And actually seeing that stuff on mainstream TV, people praying and know that, you're walking into a whole different arena when you're doing that, but you have to be able to do that. So one thing I want to touch on, because when I saw the notes of what we were talking about today, you have on here Bible baddies.
Yeah.
My interest level is off the chart on this. What are you talking about?
I am talking about walking in Christ.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that we're Bible beaters. I'm not saying that we are definitely women who serve the Lord and have some influence. We are definitely leaders in our Christ walk.
Right.
We are definitely faith talkers and walkers. We walk the walk, talk the talk. But I think it's cute and sassy. So I love that I'm a Bible baddie.
Yeah, Bible baddie. I love that.
I get to talk about the Lord.
Right.
And I get to be relatable to somebody who might find me interesting, but if that's what gets their attention, I made an impression.
Right, because we're in the time that shoving a Bible down people's throat is not going to work anymore.
No, it never has worked.
They need to see God and Jesus through you.
Absolutely.
And what you're doing, and that's what you're called here for. So, Ty, I really think Bible baddies needs to become part of our merch line. What do you think?
Yes, I believe the shirts need to be made soon.
Hats. They need to
sweatshirts,
hats, sweatshirts, hoodies.
We can make it look really cool.
So, were you able to find the prayer, Jabez?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
It says here the prayer. I'll just read whatever was highlighted.
Sure.
The prayer of Jabez is found in the Old Testament book of 1 Chronicles.
First Chronicles.
The full text of his prayer is recorded in 1 Chronicles 4:10 and reads as follows: "Oh, that you would bless me with enlarge my territory. Please be with me in all full that I do. I keep me from all troubles and pain." And God granted me his request.
So he is asking, enlarge my territory. And know that when you're asking for an enlarged territory, you're going to get enlarged warfare. Read the second one again, Ty.
The second line? Okay. Despite his potential negativity association, Jabez cried out to the God of Israel with a request for a blessed life, a wider sphere of influence for God's purpose, divine protection, and freedom from a life of sorrow.
Yeah, so he is asking, enlarge my territory, protect me as I go through everything, and we're paraphrasing here, and give me a greater chance to make an impact for your kingdom. Because he doesn't want to live a sorrowful life. It's really interesting. If you have a chance, definitely pick up the Prayer of Jabez book, because it goes into why his mother named him what he is. And it was really all negative. And he is asking for God to send him on assignment. Give me something purposeful. And I think that's a really great thing, is be purposeful in whatever you do. And, Keisha talked about a lot of the tools here. And, we are going to have the Bible baddies in our merchandise line.
That's for sure.
We're going to do that. So we're wrapping up this one. And remember, we love you. We're showing love. Show us some love. Hit that subscribe button. And listen, comment about these tools. What do you like that Keisha talked about? How do you journal? What tools do you use? Because you may use something that we don't. But we can all start a conversation, because that's what we do here on Uncharted Conversations. So until we see you next time, stay unchartered, keep your tools handy, and make sure you're growing in a purposeful, peaceful way. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Keisha. It's important that you leave your comments because we'd love to know about it. We'd also like for you to subscribe, like, share, and tag. See you next time.
Hi, this is Chrissy. Thanks so much for watching our episode today. Be sure to stay tuned for our featured song. Can't wait to see you next week.
I'm tired of being down, so it's time to come up. The first part of winning is you gotta show up. Life be getting hard, but you never give up. But you never give up, but you never give up. Just keep living and learning. Now the tables are turning, everything's working out perfect. They can't say I don't deserve it. All the years I've been grinding and barely scratching the surface. Now I move with a purpose instead of walking in circles. Got a head out my head, I think too much. Out my bed, yeah, slept too much. 2018 didn't do too much. Sometimes I feel like it's just too much. Getting crushed by the weight of the world. Best believe I'm not Hercules, but I'm empathetic and I don't regret it. All for the love, not for the credit. Oh yeah, I said it. I'm tired of being down. I want my life to turn around, but I can't sit and wait around. Gotta get up, get out, and get something. For the longest time I was frontin'. Ain't gonna spend my whole life hustling, and there's more to life than this something. I was lost on the road, all on my own. When your house ain't a home, all I ever knew is Rome. All I ever do is wrong, steady trying to make it right. Running round and round in circles, trying to figure out my life. I was lost on the road, all on my own. When your house ain't a home, all I ever knew is Rome. All I ever do is wrong, trying to make it right. Running round and round in circles, trying to figure out my life. Down, so it's time to come up. The first part of winning is you gotta show up. Life be getting hard, but you never give up. But you never give up, but you never give up. Just keep living and learning. Now the tables are turning, everything's working out perfect. They can't say I don't deserve it. All the years I've been grinding and barely scratching the surface.